Hola Mario,
Hello,
¿qué
hola,
tal?
¿cómo? Ok,
Hoy nos da un cheque.
si, si, si vos crees en milagros, Merz Hashem y Baruch Hashem, pero viste lo que le escribí, ¿no?
Sí,
I
vamos
pick
a ver lo
up
que hace.
el check for 1850.
¿Con eso incluís los $100?
Claro, ella te dio 2000 a vos, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Ok. So,
pero la renta aumentó este mes.
a 3750, eso debe 1750.
Oh, ok,
Más 100 son 1850.
ok.
Okay, we're on Lamed Ches, Amad Al,
Ujú.
38. Velohim konim mikem. Non-Jews can't have a kinyan with you. Velohim konim zemiza. They have no kinyan with each other. Yachol lo yiknu zed zeh. I might think that they can't acquire each other. Hamrit lohim konim zemiza. You already said they can't acquire. Achikamer. Velohim konim zemiza legufo. They can't acquire somebody's body. What about, can the goyim acquire somebody's work product? Goy Yisrael koine. A Yisrael can acquire a goy. Goy like kosher king. So certainly a goy can acquire a goy. Maybe that the goy is with money. For example, taking him from prison with chazaka wouldn't work. When Sichon, when Klal Yisrael destroyed Sichon, they took over the territory of Ammon and Moab. So you can see that they had acquired, Sichon had acquired Ammon and Moab as well. Ashkan goy Yisrael minolan. How do I know that the goy can acquire Yisrael b'kibush? Because it says that Melech Arad took Jewish prisoners. An Eved that runs away from prison, he is not meshubet to his masters anymore. Must be that once he was put in prison, his masters were misyayish. The Jew is forced to write him a get shechur because he's a ben chorman din. So we have to give him a full shechur. It's not. Our Mishnah said, no matter what happens, when an Eved is redeemed, he goes back to work. Whenever it says halach Rashim Gamliel, halach Kamoisai, chutz me orev tzayid in a rayachroin, except for 3 cases. So Bishma Abaya will work the way Abaya explained, it's before the first master abandoned him, and in one case, in the other case, where he goes free is after Yehush. El Rabba, where he said the whole thing is after Yehush. It's a steer in Rav Yochanan. Armal Charava, time of my Mishum Chizkiah, that the din of Chizkiah, because we're worried that, listen, if they get out of free from their master, the Goyim are going to, the Eved Kananim are going to join the Roman legions as they walk through. But fine, but here the Eved already ran away from prison. And so there's no chashash of Chizkiah that they're going to join a Roman legion. Hashta l'ktola masr nafshei. So he's ready to give himself up for his life, because if they, after running away from prison, if they catch him, they're going to kill him. So, apul nafshei l'gaisos. You're worried that he's going to join the Roman Kavachomer. So I'm saying the Bar Shmuel Ishtaboy. The Shifcha of Mar Shmuel was taken prisoner. Parkula Shema. He redeemed her to take her back as a shifcha. Ushadru alei. So they sent it back to Shmuel. Shalchule anan Rav Shimon Gamliel svirale. I hold like Rav Shimon Gamliel that in every case she goes back l'shibud. Ad inamik rabbanan svirlach. If you hold like the rabbanan, which she could go free, but anan l'shemamosa parkinan laniala. The whole sad was that she was redeemed l'shem avdus. Even the Chachamim agree that she would go back l'shibud. The Inu Sover, the people who redeemed her, thought lifnei Yeush Shaveh, that that's only lifnei Yeush, or it was lifnei Yeush. The facts were the lo hilachar Yeush was really after Yeush. Shmuel lamaboid ishtabdu lo mishtabid ba. Shmuel had no question that he was not going to work her. Elagita the chirusanami lo etzracha. He didn't even think that he would require the right to get shechur because she was a complete bas choirin because it was after Yeush. Shenemar v'chol eved ish miknas kosef. Eved ish v'lo eved isha. El eved sheyesh rishus l'rabo alav koyer eved. As long as the master still has rishus over him, he's called an eved. She'en la rishus l'rabo alav ein koyer eved. If the master didn't have any control over him anymore, he's not called an eved. The shivcha, the moment Shmuel was misyaesh, she went out from his rishus, and he doesn't need to start shechur. Amsid Rav Abba Bar Zutri Shtaboy. Also, the maid of Rav Abba got taken prisoner. Parkaru Tamuda L'Sham Itza. Certain goy redeemed her and wanted to take her as a wife. Shachul Eladidei, he Yos Avdish Shadar Logita Techerusa. So if it's roy for you, send her get shechur. The Gemara says, what was the case? Idamatsu Parkulei. If they can redeem her, lama legita de cherusa. Why give her a star shechur? Just give her do a pediyah l'shem shevchus. Idlomatzi parkule. If you can't redeem her, kishad legita de cherusa ma'abu. Who cares that you send her to get shechur? She's still a prisoner, and she's with a goy. L'olam dematzu parkule. They could redeem her. Once he sends her a star shechur. The people of the town will recognize that it's a bas choirin in prison, and they'll redeem her. But they wouldn't have redeemed her just l'shem shivchos. And if you want, I'll tell you a different answer. They couldn't redeem her. Once he freed her with a get shechur, mitzvah ba'ape. The goy wanted to marry her and is going to lose interest because he's going to know that she was a shivcha. Umafrik lo. I've mar chavivalem be'emton sh'Yisrael yosem nishaseyim. For goyim, the animals of Jews are better than their wives because they have bestiality. And a shivcha is also not going to be upset by them because they can commit znus. Hanimili b'tzina. That's privately. To do it publicly is zilabamilsa. It's a little bit of a bizoyan for him. So David, there was a shivcha in Pumbedisa. David kamavde by inch isur. People committed znus with her. She wasn't controlled well by her master. Because of Lagita the Cheres, he freed her. Ravina Omar, in this case, Moida Rav Yehuda, who said that it was permitted to be meshacher such a person, Mishum Milsa di Surah, here he would not, because people are gonna. He would agree, because by keeping her shivcha, people will be mizalzel and znus with her. Ave abaya, mishum isura lo. Is that not enough to be meshacher her? Amrav Chanin Bar Katina Amrav Yitzchak Ma'isa Bisha Achas who was Chatzir Shifcha, Chatzir Baschon. She was half free, half Baschon, because she was owned by partners, and one of them freed her. The Kaf was Rabbi Vasab Baschon. He forced the remaining master to give her a get Shichur and freed her. Yet they still committed znus with her. Or they committed znus with her when she was a shivcha. That's why they forced the master to free her. There's no comparison. Someone who's half and half is not going to be anything. He's not a full-fledged baschorin. She's not a full-fledged evet. Efshar, the miyachad la'avdu minter law. Here he could give her as a shivcha. He could give it to one of his avodim as a wife. He doesn't have to be meshacher for that reason, to prevent znus. Guf Amar Rabbi Shmuel. Kol meshacher avdel oiver basei. You can't be meshacher in Eved. There's a lab. Shneimar la'olam b'hem tavod. You have to keep them working forever. Meisvei. Ma'aser Rabbi Eliezer shenichtas beis hakneset. Lo matzu asara. There was no minion. B'shichra avdo. B'shlim el asara. And he freed his Eved and made a minion. So it's permitted to be meshacher. Mitzvah shiny. For a mitzvah, you're allowed to. Because Tan Rabban Olam B'hem Tavadu Rishus, the Rishma. You're permitted to work them forever. You don't have to. Rabbi Kiva Omer Chayvahi. V'dam Rabbi Eliezer Savar L'Kaman to Omer Rishus. Maybe Rabbi Eliezer holds it's only Rishus, and that's why he freed her. Lo Sakadaita. That doesn't make sense. The Tanya Badei, it says Beferish Nabaraisa. Rabbi Eliezer Omer. It's an obligation. These three things, people lose their wealth. If they free their slaves. If they check their asset, they walk around looking at their fields on Shabbos. The kavaysu doesn't be stopped b'dayin bei midrash. They eat their Suda Shabbos when the Rav is giving a drasha. People lose their money that way. One made their Suda on Shabbos. One because of Bittul Beis HaMidrash, they both lost their money. And if the one who did it Erev Shabbos, they didn't make a good separation between Shabbos and Erev Shabbos. Okay, I'm going to stop here because I have to go to a conference this morning early. I'm teaching in shul tomorrow, 6:30.
Okay.
Ernie,
6:35.
Ernie,
Yes.
just the shir, I didn't catch you at the beginning, just in honor of the Li'ilu Nishmat Shmuel Bereb Avram Gedalia. Okay?
Yes, the learning tonight.
And
Us, Shmuel ben Avram Gedalia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have
Shabbat
a
Shalom.
great day.
Good Shabbos.
I'm giving Kiddush tomorrow in Shul Ernie, so
God willing, we'll be there.
everybody's invited. Okay. Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Shabbos.
Shabbos.